So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. I'm your host, Brian Kelly, and I cannot wait to bring on our special guest, Caterina Rando. She is an amazing young woman doing amazing things, has a thriving business, highly successful. These are the types of people I love having on this show, not just for me, because yes, I do love having them for me, especially for you, because that is the whole purpose of the Mind Body Business Show. The mission and purpose of this show is to bring on incredible guests like Caterina so that when I ask her the questions and pull out her secrets of success, all you need to do is take notes and then take action once the show is over. It's really simple. It's really simple. Success does not need to be so difficult. In fact, if you are out there and you're trying to figure out everything on your own, I implore you to just stop doing that and start following shows like this. Start reading books. We'll talk about that in a minute. And learn how to model those who have achieved success already, and you'll achieve success much, much faster as a result. And that is the whole purpose of this show, is to help you to reach that goal, the next goal, because there will be one after that and another one after that. But it's to help you reach your next goal as fast as humanly possible, because we bring on only the best of the best on this show. And it is all about what I call the 3 pillars of success. And they are literally the 3 words, the primary words of the name of this show. Mind being mindset. Over the course of about a decade, I studied only successful people, and I wanted to find out what the heck made them tick. What was it about them that made them perhaps more successful than someone like me? And I'm talking about successful people like mentors who I worked with personally, others who I read their books and authored their books, maybe met them, maybe shared the stage with them and then learned more about them. And sometimes authors that are no longer with us, that have been long since gone, and just studied these individuals and found out 3 things kept bubbling to the top for all of these successful individuals. Mine was that each and every one of these individuals, without fail, had a very powerful, positive, and most importantly, flexible mindset. And they also literally take care of their bodies, both physically and nutritionally. Yes, that's right. I know some of you hear that word exercise and you want to go running. I get it. Well, you should go running. Get it? All right. And business. Business is multifaceted. I love the whole concept surrounding business because it involves mastering the skill sets, many skill sets that are necessary to build a successful business, scale a successful business, and keep it growing. And we're talking about skill sets like sales, marketing, team building, systematizing, leadership. I mean, I could go on for quite some time. I won't. I'll spare you. The good news is you personally don't have to master every skill set that is necessary, and you shouldn't, because you will put yourself in an early grave if you try to, because it takes a long time to master one, let alone all the ones I just rattled off, plus many more. The really good news is all you really need to do is concentrate on mastering just one skill set, and I mentioned it in that opening just a moment ago. It was one of those small handful, and if you just master that one skill set, you can then leverage it to then bring in other individuals who have already mastered the skill sets that you may not have yet mastered or may never, given just the time we have on this planet. And that one skill set, if you're curious, I don't know, maybe you're not even curious. Maybe I won't even tell you what it is. I'll tell you. That one skill set is the skill set of, drum roll, leadership. If once you've mastered that skill set, in fact, you don't even have to master it yet. On the path to mastering it, you can then assemble a team of others who have mastered the skill sets that are necessary to build a thriving business. Again, all of the ones I mentioned just a moment ago. And yes, that is what this show is all about, is everything, mind, body, and business. We will cover 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter. We go organically and just, I will ask Caterina the greatest questions to bring forth from her what you need to move forward in your life and your business. Sound cool? Get excited. This is great stuff. I only say that because of my guests, not because of me. It is really, truly, and I mean this honestly, it's because of the guests that we have on this show that makes this show so incredibly good. And speaking of incredible guests and very successful people, to a person, successful people, I also recognized and realized they all read voraciously. And with that, I want to segue very quickly. I promise Caterina's coming down soon. Segue into a little segment I affectionately call bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yes, there you see it, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. And if you don't see it, if you're listening on a podcast, I would highly recommend you also try to jump on our live broadcast. That way you can interact with us live. To do that, you just need to go to themindbodybusinessshow.com. Yes, it's a long URL, themindbodybusinessshow.com, and click any of the multitude of buttons there that say where and how to watch and opt in. All we will do is alert you the moment we go live, and we go live at least once a week, usually on Thursday evenings. And you'll also get a gift, a hotel discount card just for opting in. And we don't sell anything to anyone who opts into that. We just announce when our next show is coming on. Reachyourpeaklibrary.com. This is a site that I had my team put together with literally with you in mind. This was not done for myself. And what happened was, over the course of my life, I rarely read. Rarely. I mean, almost never a book. And so about the age 47, one of my mentors showed me this cool new toy app called Audible. And I thought, wow, what's that all about? So I started listening to books. I said, wow, I love listening to books. I didn't realize that I did not like straining my eyeballs and turning pages. And so I began reading voraciously at the age of 47. And that was 11 years ago. So you can do the math. Everybody's doing that. They've got it. I see the comments coming in. We'll get to those soon. Thanks for chiming in. And so what I wanted to do is really quickly ask you to do something that will help you. And that is, when you hear about a resource, a website, a book, what have you, rather than scratch that itch of going over and checking it out on the browser, on another tab, or on a different computer or a different device, please don't do that. Rather than do that, write them down. reachyourpeakclub.com. Just write that down. Write that down, or reachyourpeaklibrary.com. That's another site of ours, so you'll hear about in a minute. Reachyourpeaklibrary.com. Write that down and visit it after the show. And the same is true with all the other resources. Sound cool? I just don't want you to miss a single thing, especially when Caterina comes on, which is going to be any moment. I could just shock her and say, hey, you're on. Get over here. Yeah, she's ready. She's ready. So Reach Your Peak Library is literally a compilation of books that I personally have read, and I vet them, meaning they had impact on me either in my business life, my personal life, or even both. And so they're not in any order whatsoever. They're not alphabetic. They're not based on when I read them. They're not based on anything other than they are just great books, and they just get dropped in there ad hoc when I'm completed and done reading them. And I send them to my team and say, add this one to the list. And by the way, I'm way behind. There's a lot of books in here, but there's a lot more I should be adding. But this is a great resource for you to find that next great read, or even if it's your first great read, a great place to come. And look, this is not here to make money. It is here to give you a resource to utilize. All of those buttons go to Amazon. You can go to anywhere you like. You find a book you want, go get it from your favorite bookstore or online shopping venue of choice. That is fine. It's just here for information so that you can get a head start and move faster forward in your business, because that is exactly what happened to me once I began reading. So that is my gift unto you. And we have several more coming up. So you don't want to miss out, because the next big gift is Caterina Rando herself. Let's bring her on. Here she comes.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
Yes, and there she is, ladies and gentlemen. It is the one, it is the only, Caterina Rando. Yeah.
Hi, Brian.
How are you doing, Caterina?
I'm doing fabulous.
Oh my goodness, you are such a ball of energy. I loved it. The moment you came on, before we came on the show, you were just lighting the place up, like literally, not because you were messing with your lighting, because you were the light. And so I appreciate you coming in. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at these comments. They're coming in. I love it. So Melissa D. White, success does not have to be difficult. Agreed. And Lorianne Hood, whoop, whoop, saying hello from South Carolina. I hear ya. She says also, every first of the month I get stuck because my Amazon credit and they want way too many books and I can't choose one. Yeah, I hear that. I'm the same way. And the beautiful thing is you're probably, it happens most of the time, but I'm going to guess at some point during the show, Caterina or myself will suggest or recommend a particular book and you'll just want to go get it. But it's time to talk to Caterina. And before we do that, though, I do have a little bit of housekeeping, if that's okay with you, Caterina. I promise we're coming to you very, very soon. So those of you watching, yes, you must be watching live to see this. It is the Big Insider Secrets, that red and white stamp looking thing over Caterina's left shoulder. It's on the right side of the screen if you're watching live. And you can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort, your choice amongst many destinations all over the world, compliments of the Big Insider Secrets, only if you stay on live with us, because at the end, near the end of the show, I will be revealing exactly how you can enter to win. We do this every week. Thank you to the Big Insider Secrets and Jason Nass, my good buddy, for that. We got a couple more, and I promise we're coming back to Caterina because she is the reason you are all here. And so with that, if you're struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming, and let's say maybe you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show and connect with great people and grow your business all at the same time, then you'll want to write this down, carpetbombmarketing.com. Then head on over to it after the conclusion of tonight's show. Carpet Bomb Marketing, saturate the marketplace with your message. And you can get a free lifetime membership to the Reach Your Peak Club. Now, it's the URL I said incorrectly just a moment ago. Your free membership, it includes instant access to deep discounts on major software, services, and top shelf training courses that you need to run your successful business. Catapult your business to the next level. Sign up for free now. Well, don't do it this second. Write it down and get a hotel discount card worth $200 just for joining. These are legit. I've used them, by the way. Then go and grab your deep discounts afterward. So write this down after the show and then head on over to reachyourpeakclub.com. That's reachyourpeakclub.com. And now let's finally get Caterina back and let's get moving. Yes, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to open it up with a quick bio. I'm going to let you know how amazing this young woman is. She has some really cool terms and things in her bio. I was really enjoying reading it and before the show. And then we're going to get deep. We're going to go deep. We're going to love every minute of Caterina Rando because she is amazing. You'll find out in just a moment. I will let you find out. Don't fret. I will shut up at some point. Caterina Rando is a woman on a mission. She shows women entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and speakers how to build influence, gain insta-clients, and scale their businesses with authentic speaking and authentic selling. I love the word authentic. She is a women's business mentor extraordinaire, host of the Expand Your Fempire podcast, and author of the national bestseller, Learn to Think Differently, now published abroad in 11 languages, including Estonian. Ooh, that's interesting. Her latest book, The ABCs of Public Speaking, was an instant Kindle bestseller. Congrats for that. Caterina hosts live summits and retreats for women in business, including the Expand Your Fempire Summit, the Shero, like hero, get it? Shero Speaker Summit, and Bliss Retreat for women leaders on a mission. Wow. Amazing, amazing. Now officially, formally, Caterina, welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. So happy to have you here.
Blessing to be here, Brian.
Woo-wee. This is going to be fun with your energy. I'm feeding off of it. Thank you for that. What I want to do is start off with what is going on. You are a very successful woman. You've been doing what you're doing for a very long time. You shared with me. I'm not going to give away all your goodies. I'll let you take care of those. But you've been doing this a long time. You've been successful for a very long time. That's why I'm very excited to have you on. And one of the things I like to find out in the very beginning of each show is there's a reason for your success. And typically it's because of what's going on between your ears. It
Sure.
typically everything starts with our minds, and that, everyone is where they are today, either at a level of success or lack of success, 100% due to their own thinking. And so for you, Caterina, I'm curious, deeply curious. When you get up in the morning, being an entrepreneur is so simple. There's never any issues. It's just a cakewalk every day, and you just rake in the cash. Tell me that's not true. So when you get up in the morning, there might be setbacks that you have to overcome, or arduous tasks, or people that you don't want to deal with, but you need to deal with. For you, when you get up every morning, what is it that keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you so high and smiling all the time with full energy when you get up in the morning? What is going on in your big, beautiful brain when you get up and start each and every day?
I believe, Brian, that your business is supposed to be your bliss, which means I do those things in my business that make me bliss. And I'm going to tell you what they are, because I think it's the same for most entrepreneurs, which is speaking, selling, serving clients, strategy, and self-care. That's 5 big jobs. That's 5 big jobs. And you were touching on this earlier in your introduction. Let's not do all those other things, because the truth is that most entrepreneurs, the things that they're doing that are not those 5 things, they're not blissing when they're doing them. They're not blissing with the bookkeeping and the admin and the fooling around with their website and trying to edit their own videos. They're not blissing with that. And so what I stick to my 5 things, that makes me bliss. And of course, the other thing, Brian, that goes along with that is I'm on a mission. Your business, you want to make sure it is in alignment with your values and what matters to you. We're not just here to sell some widgets. We're here to fulfill a mission.
Yeah, I love that. I resonate with that. Melissa White says, Fempire, I love that name. And then she just wrote in, I like that concept, although it can be hard to always feel bliss in business.
Absolutely. And so then you want to look at what's making you not bliss and find a solution for that, a solution, a resource, somebody to help you, because of course it's not always bliss, but you want to set it up so you're doing the parts that make you bliss.
Yeah, and I am so in alignment with what you're saying right now, and also what Melissa just said, because what recently happened about 1.5 years ago, I finally put on my big boy pants and got some help. And I got out of my ego head, and slowly and surely, and now I'm completely out of it. I love it, and I got help. And once you get help, once you get like steady help, I have a full-time VA agency, not just one VA, and at my beck and call. It's awesome.
That's
once
great.
I learned that I had this, I'm like, oh my gosh, that opened up the entire world. And now I need to do certain things once that I don't like, but I just record what I'm doing on the screen, and that's their training, and I'm done. I never have to touch it again. In fact, today, I literally went back into something I used to do every single week, and I couldn't remember how I did it. I'm like, where was that again? I was like, that felt good. I actually like that. So yeah, it is liberating for everyone out there. If you don't have help, if you don't have a VA, you don't have to get a full-time one to start. You can get an apprentice for next to nothing. Just get the help. And that's another great way for honing your leadership skills as well. So off of my soapbox, this is the Caterina show, not the Brian show. So you work with predominantly women. You go on retreats. I love that. You're looking to do a conference. Everything has to do with a little bit of sprinkling of speaking in it. And we were talking about that as well. And that all of this lands in what I call my sweet spot. I love all of this. I love the seminar industry. I love speaking from stage. I love speaking in groups and helping people and serving them. And so we have a lot in common there. And I can understand why that's your bliss. Totally. That's like when I'm on stage, my God, it's so wonderful. There's nothing else like it. This is a virtual stage. It's nice. It's nothing like being in front of a group of people. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you're with them, then you can actually sometimes, Brian, see the transformation. You
Yes.
can see the ahas. And when they get to be together and connect and share in person, it's so much more impactful. Now, I love virtual. I will never not do virtual because, of course, we get to expand our reach and gain connection and have impact with people all over that wouldn't be able to travel to be with us. At the same time, let's not forget the power of live and in person, and let's get back to that too.
Yeah, sprinkle a mix. I mean, the beautiful thing about virtual and how it's really risen due to recent events, we don't need to harp on it forever, but that's actually, there's been a lot of blessings as a result of that. It's taught a lot of us out of sheer need to figure it out, to do the virtual approach. Now we have two forms, right? And now I have close friends that are doing hybrid trainings. What does that mean? They will have people on site physically while they have a massive screen of people that are attending live from Zoom or whatever.
Yes.
I love it. And so now it expands. The result was a good thing. We can now expand our business faster because not everybody can jump on a plane and be at a place. That's an extra day of travel to and from, hotel, all of that major expense. Now they can just be there instantly from the comfort of wherever they're watching. It's phenomenal. I'm excited. I love tech. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Yes. And so fantastic. So I opened the show by talking about, there's a lot of different skill sets that one must master. And they're not always the same every decade, the ones that need to be mastered right away, but there is a common thread to them. But what I'd like to find out from you, it depends on where you are in your business as well. What is most important to a business owner as far as the skill sets you want to target to really master or have your team master? So for you right now, if you were to name 3 of the top skill sets that you personally believe are the most important for any business owner right now to really get dive into and figure out and become a master at, what would those 3 be?
Speaking, selling, and serving. And here's why. If you can't sell, you can't serve. And especially for women, they have this concern of being too salesy. At the same time, women know how to talk to people. And you are simply having a conversation and you're seeing if, hey, what you're looking for matches what I've got. But the thing is that sometimes they're so serious at it that they're actually pushing people away. And one of the super tips for selling is have fun on the call. Enjoy the person, connect with the person, and really be a good listener to find out if there is a match. So that's the first thing, Brian. Let's learn how to sell. Okay. We have to learn how to sell. You can't serve if you can't sell. The second thing is the speaking. Speaking now doesn't just mean public speaking. It means doing videos. It means doing anything where you're the spokesperson for your business. And that is something that we didn't necessarily have to do 2 or 3 decades ago. But today, if you're the one somebody's hiring, they want to hear from you. So you don't just have to be able to sell, you have to be able to build influence through speaking, podcasting, doing workshops. I think everyone should be doing a virtual workshop every month to always have something to invite people to. I'm going to say that again, Brian, because you want to always have something to invite people to where you can build influence with them. And that's the power of your own Zoom workshop every month. And then strategy, you're the one who has to decide what to do in your business. And sometimes entrepreneurs are so busy working in their business that they don't take time to think, well, is this really a good idea? Or, where's this going to take me? Or they don't test. They don't do, I know you love automation. They don't say, well, how can we automate this? These kinds of smart thinking really impacts your bottom line.
Yeah. And you said something that really was impactful about when you're in this selling process and talking to that person. never once did you say you have to figure out how to manipulate your words enough to convince them and coerce them to buy your stuff. And I know I'm going over the top by saying it that way.
No, it's
You said
important.
you said the exact opposite, which was,
Right.
and you said, find out if there is a match.
Right.
That's the purpose of these chats
Right.
that I use as well. It's like, I'm not there to sell them. I'm there to see if, number one, are they a match for, do they need what I offer? But also, are they a match with me? Value alignment, their personality. Are they going to be a cancer to my business if I bring them on? Just because they have a heartbeat and a credit card with a limit on, or open enough limit, I'm not going to bring them on unless they absolutely qualify. And vice versa. They're also taking a look at you. So yeah, you can just be yourself, be authentic. And if it's a match, it'll be a match. People are buying you more than what you offer most often. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And let me say, part of what they buy, Brian, is confidence.
Yes.
So for us to communicate that we're confident we can serve them, we're confident in what we're doing. Also, are we enthusiastic about their business? Are we a positive person? Because nobody wants to work with negativo people. And can we make it easy for them to get started with us? Too, sometimes people say, okay, well, thank you, and I'll send you a proposal. And no, that's making, if somebody's ready to go, let's go. Let's make it easy to get started. And that's a very important super tip for people to look at. How easy is it for people to get started with you when they're a yes?
So many absolute golden nuggets. And I hope individuals, everyone watching and listening, I hope you are taking notes. I'm taking notes. I'm running the show. Just here's proof.
Wow, how exciting.
I don't ever ask anyone. I try not to anyway. I probably miss it now and then, but I never ask people to do something I wouldn't myself do or don't currently still do. And it's very powerful to write down notes, because when you're done, when you come back and watch or listen to the show again, you can look at your notes and then add more to it. And this show, and people, Caterina is the reason, is very valuable. I could charge money for this as if it were a seminar because of the information being given. And I want you all to understand and recognize and realize that you are here spending your valuable time, but you are putting in skin in the game for a good reason, and treat it as though you just spent, I don't know, $1,000 on a seminar and you got just this 1 hour spot, because it'll be worth every penny if you write down what she's saying and then take action on what you wrote down. Does that sound, am I coaching them correctly, Caterina?
That's great. Well, here's the thing. It is all about action, right, Brian? And you want to take the notes, you want to review the notes, but then you've got to take action. And that's also another place where a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck, because they get stuck in what should I do? And they go round and round, and they research, and they got to talk to 5 people before they try something. And really, I do believe that action is the antidote to whatever is ailing you and your business.
Action is the antidote. Okay, that is going to be a bomb dropping. Oh yeah. Woo. Smart bombs of knowledge, bombs of wisdom. Action is the antidote. I have not heard that before. I don't even know how to spell antidote, but I'm just going to write the best I can. So I know there's a C in there somewhere. I don't know how that belongs there, but yes. Oh my goodness. I knew this was going to be a good show. I just saw a comment come through. I haven't read my fave mastermind. Yes. Uses Kajabi and Zoom. Yeah. We were talking about the virtual back. Oh, I love it. And what? No, thank you, Lorianne. I was trying to click the one beneath. Taking notes now. Way to go,
Yay.
Melissa, Master of Business Administration. I love it. We got some LinkedIn, YouTube. They're coming from everywhere. This is awesome. I love interaction. Thank you so much for playing along and engaging with us, everyone who's here. And my gosh, Caterina, you're hitting so many wonderful things. You talked about doing like a virtual workshop every month. And it's interesting you brought that up, because I started doing just that like a little over a year ago. I've done 23 live video master classes. So is that weeks? No, it's not a year yet. So I do one. Yeah, it has been. It's been about one every month or so. So Great. 23 of them. And I'm doing a 24th here, December 9th. Consistency, continuing. Russell Brunson talks about doing webinars, and how many he did was ungodly before he found the sweet spot. So if someone is struggling with putting together a virtual summit, workshop, presentation, masterclass, what is a good thing for them to start with? I mean, do you have advice? Like, so let's, so every one of us has talent.
Okay, let me be very clear, Brian. Okay. You want to do your Zoom workshop. Here's what you need. Follow these very important steps. You need a date, a time, a price, free is fine for getting started, and a topic. That's it. Okay. Enough with the getting ready to begin to think about getting going. Most of the people that want to do a workshop, Brian, and I know you know this, they could do it with one eye closed, one hand tied behind their back. They just haven't done it yet. The way to get good at it is to do it. And I love what you said. Next week, I'm doing my 24th one. Let's be very clear. Your first one is not going to be your best one. Okay. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to bring massive value to people that are needing whatever you're talking about. And the other thing to recognize is the only people that are going to come are the people that are genuinely interested in whatever you're talking about. One lady I was talking to, she says, "Oh, I help people heal their broken hearts." Okay, well, nobody's going unless they feel like they have a broken heart, right? So then everybody that's there is a potential client for her. Bing, bing, bing. And she's building influence. And I would imagine, Brian, if you were to watch number 1, number 2, number 3, now that you're at 24, you would say, wow, I'm so much better now. Okay, you might say some other things, but you say, I'm so much better now. Why? Because you've done it so many times. And let's be clear, the goal is not to do it. The goal is to master it. Ooh. And I know you're all about mastery. And the more we do it, the more we move towards mastery. And I know that your listeners know, but let's just take a moment and define. I'm going to tell you my definition of mastery. Mastery is when you do something without a lot of resource. Doesn't take a lot of time, doesn't take a lot of preparation. When you do it, you are blissing while you're doing it, and you're doing an excellent job at it. That is mastery. And we don't get there the first or second time. Mm-hmm. So we have to get started.
So, my gosh, so true. I mean, I wrote a few notes. Don't do master. I love that. Right. And then repetition. So I wrote a note. Repetition is the key to mastery. Absolutely. I've learned that. And that is true. After doing 23 of my own master classes, I can almost do the whole thing as an hour plus, just over an hour. I can almost do the whole thing without any on-screen help or anything. And exactly. What it did for me, in many ways, you internalize it. And this is for other people, not for me. But when you do it multiple times, you begin to internalize what you said. What does that do? It builds your confidence like you will never believe. Because when someone wants to talk about a subject that has to do with what you had talked about, you're just going to rattle it off like it was no big deal. And you're going to be supremely confident in what you're saying to that person at that time. And that will result in more sales, period.
And right, because confidence is attractive. It's alluring. It has people pay attention. Oh, this person is really confident. Yeah. Let me see what they've got.
Confidence is key. That's what I wrote down. I'm taking notes. This is awesome. So good. I'm glad you're on the West Coast like me, because we'll just go a second hour, even with your masseuse rubbing on you, and you guys can have a chat. But we'll just keep going. I'm kidding. We could easily. I know that. I've done this so many times.
Brian, I'll come back.
Oh man, that would be awesome. I want to be on that cruise with you. We're going in February for a friend's wedding, and so we might. If you're in the water long enough, we might cross paths. Depends on where we're going. That'll be cool. I'll wave and I'll tell the captain to honk at you guys. So I want to get into your business a little bit more, if you don't mind. I would love to. Oh goodness, Lorianne Hood said something, and we're definitely doing that. I love the flow of your live video. That's right, Lorianne Hood. That's where you came from. I remember that. Originally, she attended my live video masterclass. Thank you, Lorianne, for bringing that up and remembering. That's awesome. Your business, Caterina, I'm always so curious about what successful people do, like literally what you do for a living and how you make your living. Like, what is it that you do for women? It looks like it's predominantly women. And what is your target market? Is it just women, or is it women business people, or is it women in corporate, women housewives, if it's any of those? And then finally, if you have a success story or two or three you want to tell,
Sure.
would love to hear that as well.
One of the things that happens, the longer you're in business, the more you kind of hone who you serve best. I've been in business 29 years, and I'm very clear that the women I serve best are women that consider their business their mission. Women on a mission. These are women with service businesses that feel called to provide a service through their business. Maybe they're a health coach. Maybe they're an image consultant. I have a new client, Brian, who is 80 years old, and she is wanting to show women how to be significant after 60 by starting businesses.
Ooh.
That is her mission. I have another client who is wanting to help women after they retire from a career to have the best time of their life, the fullest time of their life. She's more of a life coach. So these are women that they really are passionate about what they're doing. Now, here's the challenge is that sometimes their passion is so big, but they don't know how to monetize it because they don't know how to sell or they don't know how to speak. And that's where I come in. And I teach them how to authentically speak, authentically sell, how to build a thriving business. And then, we go on retreats, but these are also opportunities to brush up your confidence, to break through challenges. I remember one gal who I'm blissing. Today is actually her birthday. Her name's Tracy. And she came to a summit with me, and you wouldn't necessarily have even noticed her because she wasn't showing up in the room. She wasn't speaking out. And she said to me privately that she wanted to have her own community, be a coach, run groups. Now, the thing is that I didn't see it at the time, but I know that my job is to bring everything to a client's dream. One of the things I learned many years ago is you never want to step on anybody's dream. You want to bring everything you have to it. And today she has her own community. She's running groups. She's a leader. She's a mentor. She's blissing in her business. And that's very important to recognize that if somebody wants something, my job is to 100% support it. And that makes me bliss. That is my biggest joy, is to see these women thriving, being themselves, doing their thing.
I love it. And, gosh, the first one, 80 and significant after 60. What a great like tagline.
That's her book, by the way. You can get it on Amazon.
And I got a massive smile when you said that. And I got goosebumps because I love how people like her are not just laying over and dying and saying, well, I'm past my prime. I just will pack it. And it's like, you know what? You're actually more in your prime than those in their 30s and 40s because of your life experience and the things you can tell and teach people. You are more valuable to the human race than all the youngins out there. And our society has twisted that for some way, for some reason. Like corporate America won't hire people that are approaching that age because they're thinking they're going to age out, retire, and they won't have them much longer. But for the time they're there, even if they are going to do that, they are supremely valuable because of all their life experience and what they could teach the younger generations. I mean, it's the opposite. And so I love whoever that woman is. And I love that.
Nan McKay. Her name's Nan McKay. She wrote that book, Significance After 60. And she's a powerhouse, Brian. You're going to have her on your show.
I will, definitely. So, yeah, and I'll give you the opportunity to recommend her, and it'll be easy after we're done. So that website, everyone, I want you to write this website down. It's CaterinaRando.com, and I'll spell it. It's CATERINA, Caterina. Rando is RANDO.com, CaterinaRando.com. And I'm sure, let's see, I'm looking up at it. What is the best way for someone to connect with you if they go to that site?
They can go there. They can reach out. There's a button where you can send me a note. You can also look me up on Facebook. I love Facebook. I'm there many times a day. Feel free to send me a message. And those are the two fastest ways to get in touch.
Fantastic. So go to her site. Oh, there you go. You can contact her right there in the bottom. And you can also subscribe and get her free ebook. Oh my gosh, how to get booked for speeches now. And whether you're speaking or not, I would start with something like that, definitely. And then get in touch with Caterina, because we were talking before we came on the air, and I learned that she also is into speaking, trains on speaking. And that's a sweet spot for me. And I'll tell you, just from experience of doing it myself, it is one of the most powerful traits you could ever learn. Yes. For your business, because like you so aptly said, Caterina, that it's not just about speaking on stage. You're speaking at all times when you're talking to a client one-on-one. You learn skills from stage that you can cross over into sales, into meetings with your team, into every aspect of your life, even personal as well. And Absolutely. There's no substitute. Like you said, the energy that you feed off of, and you see the people. Like I used to do NLP from stage, neuro-linguistic programming, and I could watch as what we're going through is changing them. It was unbelievable. Some would cry, others are smiling. Everyone reacted differently, but they were changing in profound and beautiful ways, and it was so fulfilling. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. And so speaking from stage is a phenomenal, powerful thing to learn. And so you have someone right here that will teach you, Caterina Rando. She will take you through I'm sure all of it, like getting over your nerves and how to get over that and just start talking and not worry about hitting every perfect fine point that you knew you were going to say every fact and figure, and you missed a couple and you're all crazy about it. It's like, no, it's not about that. It's about telling stories, and it's about getting them value. And it's all great stuff. So I can't wait to see you speak from stage myself. This is going to be fun. Well, let's see. My gosh. I'm ready to use my story to help others out of what I had to go through alone when I was young. There you go.
Great.
Lorianne Hood, yes.
Lorianne, we have a speaker mastermind retreat. I just did one in Napa Valley a couple of weeks ago. And I love getting ladies together, because that's part of what we work on, is pulling out those stories that you're going to use on stage in your speaking, so that people can relate to you. You can inspire them. You can make a difference for them. Storytelling is a big part of being an awesome speaker.
It so is. It's way more important than all the PowerPoint slides that you're covering and all the
no PowerPoint. I'm anti-PowerPoint. I'm teaching a class tomorrow for the city of San Francisco for their business entrepreneurship program, and they made me put together a PowerPoint slide deck because I don't use them, but that's what they want. I gotta do it.
It's I don't mind it. A combination of visuals. So everyone absorbs information differently. So I started hitting all of the aspects of it. So some are auditory only, others are visual, and they want to just see it and read it. Others like imagery, so you can put up something that on the screen that matches what your topic is. But storytelling is so powerful. That's one of the reasons I asked you if you had a success story or two to tell. That's when everyone, including yours truly, leans in, because like you said, now we can all relate with one another much easier. Oh, Caterina, she's actually a human being. She's not just this incredibly successful robot that I could never achieve that. But now I can see she is a human like I am. And wow, maybe I can do this too. And sure, by her leadership, she could help me to become what she's become. Wow, this sounds great. So yeah, reach out to her, CaterinaRando.com. That was pretty good, huh? So
pretty good.
you can use that if you want. That's fine. You probably don't need it. Oh my goodness. I want to ask you something that I love asking every guest that comes on this show. There is this one aspect or skill set that one must master that is the true lifeblood of any business. You've hit on various pieces of it with selling and talking and seeing if you're a match. What I'm referring to is just this concept known as marketing. And there are many forms of marketing. There have been many forms of marketing that have worked over the years. Some that worked 10 years ago don't necessarily work right now like they used to. Some that work right now won't necessarily work 10 years in the future. So what is the most important part is what is working now? And for you, Caterina, if you were to pinpoint one marketing strategy you are currently using in your business, and it could have been something you've been using for a while, doesn't matter, whatever is working today, is it referral marketing? Is it ads? What is it for you that is helping you to crush it and help and serve so many amazing women?
Let me say this. I used to have this belief, Brian, that I wanted to have clients that were 3 area codes above me and 3 area codes below me, and so that I could break bread and have dinner with all my clients. Okay. That was my limiting belief. Then the pandemic hit, and I was already doing hybrid, but I started to do the rinse and repeat twice a month, doing my virtual workshop that we talked about. So if people are not doing that, that's a run, don't walk. But that's not the one I'm going to say, because we already talked about that. The one I'm going to say is going and speaking to groups where your ideal client is gathered, or your ideal clients are gathered, and meeting new people. And then you invite them to come to your Zoom thing, or you invite them to have a chat with you. Speaking as a marketing strategy is how I have built my business and continue to build my business and get 90% of my clients over the last 29 years. Even in the early years when I didn't know how to sell, you speak, you're building insta influence. And I would get clients because I had already had influence with them after one speech. So this is a run, don't walk. And again, same thing. You don't have to be excellent. You just have to get started.
I love it. And when you speak to help everyone else out, as well as myself, understand, when you're speaking, are you talking about your own stage or other stages, a combination of both? Are you talking virtual, including in that?
Yeah. Well, Brian, there's actually 10 different types of speaking. Okay. So we don't have time for all of them. Yes. One is your own event. One is stage swapping with other experts. One is what I would call going where existing meetings are happening, like associations, that kind of thing. Of course, there's participating in other big conferences that you have to apply for. There's many different ways to get booked and book yourself for speaking. And the other thing I will say is that use your network. You know, people say, well, how do I get booked? Well, do your clients know that you speak? Do you have a page on your website about speaking? I remember one lady got mad at me because I told her to post on Facebook, hey, I have a great speech. So, and who wants to book me, with her title, and nobody responded. And she got mad at me because she got no response. And then 2 weeks later, she got invited to go talk at Microsoft, and they paid her money because somebody saw her post. So the thing is, are you being loud and proud that you're a speaker? Because a lot of people say they want to speak, but they don't talk to people about speaking.
Yeah, isn't it? It's a common denominator, even with business in itself. It's like they don't ask for the sale. They don't ask for the opening to the opportunity. They have this great thing, and then it suddenly becomes a secret, and they don't tell anybody about it. I think part of it is the fear of actually getting a yes.
Maybe. But you know, Brian, I've got clients that are in charge of booking the speakers for groups. And I have to call my client and ask them, hey, will you book me? Because you know what? I'm not their priority. They don't think about me 24/7. So we have to be the ones that ask.
Oh, you just you hit something that I've got to ask. So in your circle, when someone gets in your circle, will they have access to a resource that will help them to find places to get booked as well?
We talk about it all the time. I've got my lists, I've got my videos, I've got my all kinds of stuff to help my clients get booked for speaking.
Oh my goodness. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, if for no other reason, you need to connect with Caterina and get into her tribe. Go on a retreat. Go on her cruise that's coming up. When's that coming up? That's January?
January, we have a cruise. We have another cruise in April, and we'll have 2 speaker retreats, one in the spring and one in the fall.
And where are the speaker retreats? Have you got those figured
They're
out?
actually, Brian, the speaker retreats are in San Francisco at my Thriving Women in Business Center
Ooh.
that we are just reopening after the pandemic. I'm blissing on Saturday is my open house.
Congratulations. That's huge. I've got another dear friend who literally built a full NLP facility.
Wow.
Dedicated to neurolinguistic programming and then rents it out when it's not being used. Phenomenal. She's an amazing woman too. So kudos, because not many do that. Not many go to that extent, whether they build it and own their own or even lease one. Most will do it wherever they can find a hotel conference room open and available. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But when I see that extra level like you and my friend, that's when I go, that's who I want to be with, because they are totally in it to win it. We got a quick question. What is your Instagram handle?
Caterina Rando is my Instagram handle.
There you go. And that is spelled just like you see it on the screen. There, it's bigger now. And it's all together. CaterinaRando, all together. Sweet. I love everyone loves, they have their own special social media platform. And I just learned recently that Instagram is a great go-to for marketing, which before no one would ever touch it as marketing. It's a wonderful world we live in. It's a great time to be alive because of all the amazing things that are available to us. I don't think it's been any easier in the history of existence of the planet to be able to market, to be able to get the word out, to be seen, to be heard, to get your business growing. It's just now tapping into the resources. And for those of you that aren't sure how to navigate those resources, here we go again. I'm going to point. It's Caterina Rando. That's the one you want to get in touch with. She knows what she's doing.
And Brian, let's hang out there for a second, because, you can have clients all over with access to Facebook, access to Zoom. There's no reason why you cannot be super successful. You could live in small town Timbuktu with nobody with 100 miles of you, and you can still have a thriving business. There is no better time to make your business thrive. And all you have to do is try something, upgrade it, and be consistent. And that's why I want people to speak, do virtual, so that they can have clients all over. I got a new client in Barbados. I got tons of clients in Canada, which I didn't before. And I am blissing because of the easy to use technology that allows us to serve.
So with all this technology, success is guaranteed to be instant, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not guaranteed to be instant. No, Brian, unfortunately. But if you have a business with a genuine desire to be of service, and you provide outstanding service to your clients, they will tell others and they will keep coming back.
Yeah, I was leading you into the point that it takes work, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes discipline, persistence. It's just that we now have tools that we never had in front of us before. Right. In the last few decades is, my gosh, unbelievable advances in technology. Really, all you need is access to internet, and you can go to Starbucks if you can't even swing that, and if you have a phone, even just by itself. I've heard of so many people making serious income only with a phone. I got a good friend who's done that. So yeah, it's just, there's really no excuse anymore, except for the fact that the only reason you may not make it to that level of success you desire is you're just not getting in that seat. I call it seat time, like racing a race car. The more you do it, the higher the higher the I can't think of the word, but the higher the likelihood that you'll become successful. It's all about, like you said earlier, it's about repetition, keeping it going. One thing I always say is don't ever give up. There's so many. How many times did you want to give up, Caterina?
Well, many times. But here's what I want to say, Brian. You got to take your disappointment, because there's going to be disappointment du jour. Okay. Somebody said they're going to sign up today. They didn't sign up. Yes. They said they were going to call. They didn't call. That you get a big check and then it bounces and you can't find them. I mean, there's disappointment du jour, but we've got to take that disappointment and we've got to turn it into determination. I remember one day this gal canceled to come on one of our retreats, and I said to myself, who can I get to replace this person? And I called someone that had already said no. But I said, hey, can we revisit that conversation? And bing, bing, she signed up by the end of the call. You got to take your disappointment and be even more determined if you want to be successful.
That is inspiring, and it's also bomb dropping, I'm telling you. I love the disappointment du jour. That is so true. Everything you said, I'm like, yep. They're ready to go, and then all of a sudden a life event happens, and I've lost my entire marketing budget, and I just can't do it right now. Boy, how many times? So you just have to know that that's part of the game.
Right.
It is like a game, and you just keep playing the game.
And you got to be more determined.
Yes. I mean, get off the bench and get back in the game.
Exactly.
Because that will make a lot of us want to soldier over to the sideline and sit on the bench.
Right.
Included. I'm no different than everybody else. And yeah, you go through. I've been through how many times, man? Is this really worth it? Do I want to do this? It's so disappointing all the time. The disappointment du jour was always there, and then I would snap out of it and go, "Oh my God, I love it too much. Why would I ever think of stopping? This is what I love to do. This is my bliss, like you would say. I love that." Oh my goodness! I just look at the time. I know you have an appointment coming up. So, real quick, wow, it flew by. We have a couple things to give away, and I like to ask a particular question to end every show, and it's an amazing question. It's a powerful question, and it's awesome. Before we do that, I promised everyone that stayed on, and then we'll get to yours too, Caterina. To the end, that you could qualify to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort at many locations across the world that you can choose from. It's legit. It's amazing. And so you want to write this down. So get out your pen, your paper, your notepad, maybe your computer, whatever your favorite writing instrument is, and write this URL down: ryp.im/vacation, ryp.im/vacation. Don't worry, enter after the show's over, after we sign off. We will have people monitoring it, and we will definitely give that prize out to the one lucky winner. That is an amazing, amazing prize, and you definitely don't want to miss that. And Caterina has a very special gift for all of you. I'm going to pull that up on the screen and let you take it away real quick with that, Caterina, if you don't mind.
Thank you, everybody. This is my free stuff page. I got a lot of massive value for you here. First of all, link to my upcoming free workshop, live and in person. Well, not live and in person, live virtually, on sales or speaking or retreats, or how to build your Fempire. Plus, you're going to get my Bliss in Your Business checklist. I want you to bliss more in your business. Please pick that up. There's also a mid-year checklist. There's a Get Your Goals booklet. There's an e-zine on an ebook on getting booked for more speaking. There's all kinds of things. Because I've been doing my thing a long time, I put together a ton of resources, and I'm making them available to you because I want you to bliss and thrive in your business. And there's more. We don't have time to talk about everything.
Yeah, there's a lot. And my goodness, I thank you. That is very, very gracious of you to have this available at all times for so many people. So to get that, go to CaterinaRando.com/link. So it's CaterinaRando.com/ and then the word links. Make sure links is all lowercase, and lots of amazing freebies there. I mean, my goodness, you can even book her to speak. Look at that.
Hey, I'm always looking for more amazing places to speak.
I was just going to say, you're only a product of the product, and you practice what you preach, because there it is, ladies and gentlemen. She's telling you, everybody that visits this page, I am a speaker and you can book me. That is phenomenal. And it does not shock me in the slightest. Oh my goodness, you've been amazing. And we have one more thing to take care of before your lovely individual arrives for your appointment. And I want to get this going. Let's see. Clear that. All right. So this is an amazing question, Caterina, and it's very profound and very powerful. And the cool thing is a couple things with it. First of all, there is no such thing as a wrong answer. It doesn't exist. In fact, the opposite is true. The only correct answer is your answer. It's just unique to you. And that's the only thing that makes it, I guess, a little bit of personal. Oh, yeah, we got people thinking, yeah, don't have time to pull up the comments, but I appreciate all that. That is phenomenal. So with that, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Of course you are. All right, here we go. Caterina Rando, how do you define success?
The way I define success is when I see transformation in my clients and I see them go from discouraged or depresso or disappointed, and then we work together, and then they're blissing in their business and their life is uplifted and their bank account is uplifted. That's really when I feel super successful. Now, that's the success, what I see outside of myself. Inside myself, I feel successful because I get to be myself. I get to do my thing. I get to serve my people. I get to make a living on my own terms. And I get to go on vacation whenever I want. That is absolutely success.
And you know how this ends. I'm sure you do. Yeah. Caterina Rando, the amazing, the one and only. You are phenomenal. I appreciate you to no end. I thank you for coming on this show. And my gosh, the value. I've got over a page, almost 2 pages worth of notes. That's page number 2. And let's stay in touch, you and I, for sure, going forward. And also everyone out there, be sure to connect with Caterina, especially if you want to grow your business, learn how to speak, make yourself even a better speaker through her assistant. She's been doing this for over 29 years, ladies and gentlemen. She knows what she's doing. And you want to hook up with a person like this to get her knowledge to help you to the next level. You can see her. You can hear her. She's legitimate. She is authentic. She is heart-centered, and she loves serving people. And I love having her on the show to talk to, and I can't wait to see what happens after this going forward with you, Caterina. Thank you so much. You've been a bliss. Oh, I got it in there. Yes. On behalf of the amazing Caterina Rando, I am your host, Brian Kelly of the Mind Body Business Show, and we will be back again very, very soon with another fantastic episode. Until then, please do 2 things. Number 1, go out and crush it and serve people to the best of your ability. And number 2, please, everybody, be blessed and take care. So long for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.